Hello everyone, welcome in Riyadh, city of technology, city of the future. Also welcome in Leap in the second and the third version. Our session today will be about AI, cloud, and sustainability. We know that AI is changing the human life in the next couple of years. Cloud is very important as an infrastructure, and sustainability is very crucial for policymaker, private sector for the next generation. Welcome everyone, and looking forward to have this fruitful discussion. Andrew, let's start with cloud computing. What do you think the biggest challenge for organization they are facing when they are trying to implement and migrate to the cloud, and how can they overcome these challenges and mitigate them?
Okay, well, it's great to be here at this amazing event on behalf of Nutanix. And if you look at the market for applications in the next 2 years, there's going to be 750 million new apps built across the globe, 750 million apps. There's more apps going to be built than has ever been built in the history of the world. And the big question to everyone is, where are you going to put them? Are you going to put them at the edge? Are you going to put them in your data center, or are you going to put them in the public cloud? And there's this great movement globally towards the public cloud for understandable reasons, for scalability and for flexibility. I think one of the observations I would find is I travel to a different country every single week of the year, and those companies that have adopted public clouds at the fastest rate, especially enterprise companies, they've got a new set of challenges. So they've got challenges of having often siloed teams. I was with a top 10 bank in the world recently, and they have moved to 4 public clouds and have their own data centers. And what they're coping with now is they've got a siloed team on each cloud. They've got 5 different management systems. They've got 5 different risk and compliance systems. They've got 5 different FinOps teams. So when one goes into the public cloud, which is where the world's going to go, it develops new challenges. Now, for us as Nutanix, our view is you need a software platform that connects the clouds. If you've got a way of managing those clouds all in the same way, it means that companies have agility to move workloads between clouds, and that helps them migrate, but also has flexibility.
Thank you so much. NEOM, city of the future. Sustainability is a part of the DNA of NEOM. With this number of growth in cloud computing, as Andrew was mentioning, we are believing that 20% energy consumption will be increasing in 26. This is an issue for policymakers, and they are trying to solve it through huge conferences like COP and big policies. What about private sector and what they are doing about it?
Thanks. So I'd say it's really 2 things. We have energy emissions that are, energy and CO2 emissions that are growing, and we need to reduce that. And then we need to think about how we can avoid those emissions in the first place. And I think that since I've been working in tech, which is more than 20 years, this 2% figure, and slightly growing all the time around, whether that's telecom, data centers, ICT, all of it. So we need to have techniques, and there's quite a lot going on globally to bring down the energy consumption. But we also need to think about how can we collaborate with other sectors. And I think NEOM is a perfect home for that, and Autonomous is building the digital infrastructure for NEOM, and we're looking at not just technology for itself, but how do you apply technology to energy? How do you apply technology to food sector? How do you apply technology to health, to all the other sectors? And when you start to do that, you can find cognitive intelligence solutions that can also address the other 98% of emissions, which come from buildings and transportation. So it's about the data centers and all the technology reducing their emissions, but also thinking about how can we work collaboratively with other sectors. And I think the private sector has a key role to play with innovation, resources, knowledge, and know-how in order to do that. So,
For people that they don't know what's autonomous and what we are doing in NEOM, can you give a very quick brief? What is autonomous?
Sure.
What they will see in 2030 in NEOM?
Autonomous is the tech and digital part of NEOM. So there are some 16 sectors in NEOM. Autonomous is building the digital infrastructure for all of it. And that includes all the 5G networks, just got a license yesterday that we're very proud about, and as well as all the data centers, all the connectivity, all of it for all of NEOM, which is, you know, in Saudi Arabia is a very large area. Some say it's the size of Belgium. But autonomous is also bringing those solutions out to the world. So we're building on top of the infrastructure cognitive solutions that can definitely have use cases and be applied to sustainability. I can give many examples of that, but that's autonomous in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. Alan, Huawei. Huawei is doing a very great effort when it comes to the cloud. And it become one of the big scalers. In the era of AI foundation, how do you think that the current, the importance of the cloud infrastructure, and how can this help in the innovation in the next couple of years?
Well, I think that cloud is becoming more important, but nowadays that if you are talking about cloud without AI, then you are missing something. So probably you just mentioned that innovation, and just to give you some heads up, two directions. I believe that the cloud needs to have the AI capability. That's why Huawei is providing the innovative, the large model we call Pangu, 3 layers, and from the foundation layer, we are providing the 5 different large models, like including the computer vision, the Arabic language, and the multimodality, and the AI scientific. And we go up and we provide the level 1 and the level 2 model as well. And sometimes we use the open data set. Sometimes, and for example, for the customer, if they want to, if they have a need for data sovereignty, then we will also use the customer data to train the model for them. And the more important thing is that when it comes to level 2 model, and we open the APIs and toolkit and to our customers and all partners to design and customize and train the model for themselves. So you can actually really own the model, the AI model. So that is why that Huawei philosophy when it comes to AI based on cloud, we say that AI should be used for industry, and this is our focus. And just to give you some examples, and for weather forecasting, and the Meteorology Bureau used to use 3,000 machines and to train 5 hours just for a 10-day forecast. But now with AI, with large model, we achieved the just one single GPU card. You can do 10-day weather forecast within within just 10 seconds. So this really changed the government services when it comes to typhoon path forecast and prediction. Another case, and you know, in China there are so many. The mining industry is very important. We have workers working under the ground, 300 meters down under the ground, and very limited lights, very dusty environment. But it's very important to identify the abnormal objective on the Kavui belt. So using the computer vision large model, and really that in the production, we increase the identification accuracy from 82% to 98%. So this is what I understand, and AI based on cloud. At the same time, we do some innovations and using the latest cloud architecture to enable the AI. For example, the heterogeneous peer-to-peer architecture. In the past 18 months, the GPU, the requirement increased 10 times, but not the normal CPU or the memories. So we use this architecture to really to pool the GPU resources, and so you can have more efficiency and more flexibility when it comes to resources, because GPU resources is always expensive. We can provide trillion parameters training and within a week. So this is how the AI and the cloud are supporting each other, changing the industries.
Thank you so much. Nicola, with the great examples that we hear and the use cases in Hawaii, we think in the next coming years, a lot of organization will be investing in AI, in cloud, and sustainability. What are some key considerations for technology and business leaders to consider while they are doing this change in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so I think, so first of all, I was just talking about it in the keynote previously. I think AI is here to stay, okay? So this is not one, meteoric situation where, we're going to go and move to the next technology. And then the other thing is that I think these three trends in technology actually will converge. I think we're going to see more and more of that. So really, you cannot do AI without like a cloud strategy and architecture behind it. You can do it, but it's going to cost you way more, and why would you do that anyway? The second part is you need that as a foundation. Then you do the AI, and then the sustainability thing comes into play. Because I believe that the next generation of sustainability work within the enterprise will be about, using the AI technology to find those correlations, those hidden, data points that allow us to actually move into a completely different direction, right? So it's not just about, CO2s. We need to understand also what's behind it, what are the different options that we have. Can we play using AI, for example, different scenarios and understand the impacts on the environment? So I see that, these three things will converge more and more, and so business and technology leaders will have to address them holistically.
Thank you, Andrew. Abdullah, Thiqa have been well known as a pioneer in digital transformation in the last couple of years in the governmental sector and in the private sector. And it has a lot of success story when it comes about digital innovations. From your experience and Thiqa experience, how was that in the cloud adoption, and how that affects Thiqa journey in the last maybe 2 years?
Yeah, sure. Over a decade ago, back in 2012, when we have established Thiqa, alhamdulillah, we have foreseen the cloud technologies and the high potential out of it. We did believe in it very hardly, and as an early adopter, we were having an early access to most of the cloud offerings back then, which has given us, a deep dive experience. And we were trying, to find what is the best technology stack that would enable Thiqa to innovate faster, scale more efficiently, and deliver greater outcomes and value to our customers and partners. Alhamdulillah, after multiple iterations and rounds, of course, we did having some challenges, but after multiple tries and rounds, we were able to find and custom build Thiqa cloud technology stack that have enabled Thiqa tremendously to deliver products faster without compromising the quality and the performance aspect of all of our products. To that end, alhamdulillah, we were able to achieve more than 60 products serving RegTech and private digital businesses. Alhamdulillah, we have witnessed the positive impact that it is impacting. More than 10 million beneficiaries are using our platforms, and not to mention, the more than 50 million operations in the back end are doing streamlined and automated every year. We do believe that cloud innovation, as it has always been the digital disruptor, it will still be the same for years to come, and it will empower businesses to stay competitive, agile, and resilient in a dynamic market in an increasingly digital and interconnected world.
Thank you, Abdullah. Naif, I think the Kingdom in the last couple of 2 years have launched the Green Saudi Initiative, the Green Middle East, because the importance of sustainability. Also, Aramco have one of the cheapest, cleanest oil in the world. Can you share some of the important pillars that digital transformation and innovation linked to the Aramco sustainability ambition. Also, this innovation, how that contribute to the sustainability roadmap within Aramco.
طيب, thank you, Nai, for the introduction. I'm very excited to be here and connect with industry leaders from different industries. I would like also to thank the organizers and those individuals who were behind introducing this unique customer experience. Now, digital transformation is driving our company's effort to achieve its ambitious goal of reaching net zero by 2050. Last year, we achieved a significant milestone and made considerable progress through the establishment of the Digital Sustainability Program. This program unifies all digital initiatives related to sustainability, underscoring the crucial role digital technology plays in our journey towards sustainable energy. This role is anchored on 3 pillars. The first pillar focuses on deploying digital solutions driven by sustainability, such as the fluid waste management solution. This solution enables drilling and workover operations to effectively track surplus drilling fluid across rigs, processing over 200,000 waste management trips and marking significantly a step forward in maintaining a sustainable waste management. The second pillar is about enabling other corporate organizations to accelerate their contribution to sustainability by providing digital technologies and platforms. For instance, we supported the launch of the low fuel emission projects for our domestic markets using SAP system, aligning with our commitment to a cleaner energy solution. The third pillar aims to synergize the various sustainability programs across the entire company by initiating 3 key projects. These projects are designed to provide a comprehensive view of the company's sustainability programs and also to define their impact on our sustainability journey. These programs include ESG end-to-end, circular economy control tower, and also decarbonization AI. These pillars were examined carefully to ensure they are completely aligned with the corporate decarbonization strategy. In addition to these pillars, we are using our sustainability fund from our investment arm, Aramco Ventures, to influence and shape the global sustainability agenda through investment in startups in the sustainability domain.
Thank you so much, Naif. When it comes to sustainability, I think the most important thing that comes to mind is what is the economic impact? What is the cost saving from having these kind of sustainability practice? Andrew, can we discuss what is the economic benefits and cost saving coming with implementing sustainable practices in data centers and cloud computing?
Well, it's a good question because everything we're talking about today is a tension. You've got the tension of AI and its applications generating more energy. You've got the tension of the desire to be more sustainable. And then you've got where does public cloud, where does on-premise private cloud fit into all of this? The key issue for CIOs is electricity. Electricity is 2%, or data centers 2% contribution to world power consumption at the moment. It's only going to go up with us using more compute over the next 20 years. The question is how you architect it and which applications you would put in which environment. If you look at a traditional data center, they've been running the same way for 25 years. They've had traditional servers, traditional storage, traditional networking, and all of that takes up more floor space in the data center. And with that, it's often underutilized. So you're consuming power at a rate that you're not getting a return from it. Electricity costs have gone up, and that just exacerbates the problem because the CIO now has more contribution of his or her budget towards paying for electricity. So our view from Nutanix is you have to modernize your data center as step one. If you can build a private cloud on your data center using hyper-converged infrastructure, which is consolidating all of that down to a smaller footprint in the data center, then that's going to save money. The other thing is if you're managing a modern architecture in a private cloud, you should be doing it in a way which is very scalable, auto-scale and auto-size. That means you consume resources in a more efficient way. For our own customer base, we've got 25 customers globally. They have saved between 30 and 50% of energy costs in the data center by modernizing in that way. And if I look at our own data centers that Nutanix run on our technology, we're using 1.15 power usage effectiveness, PUE ratings. That's equivalent to the public cloud. But the balance of the future is going to be where you put those applications, whether it's at the edge, whether it's in your core data center, or whether it's in the public cloud. And whilst moving to the public cloud, you need to do it efficiently, because you might want to move applications from one place to another based on application placement, but also based on sustainability considerations.
Thank you so much, Andrew. In NEOM, the city of dreamers, as His Royal Highness says, what are we doing when it comes to data center and power consumption?
The interesting thing about NEOM is it's not one environment. It's many environments in one. So we have everything from very arid desert to mountains that have snow. We have hyperscale data centers. We have edge data centers. We have hundreds of 5G telecommunication sites. So it's complex network design, and there's no real silver bullet. There's no one thing, but we're doing a variety of techniques. So for data centers, especially when you come out on the edge, which are a bit smaller, we're looking at different techniques, everything from renewable energies to immersion cooling to really a variety depending, so different techniques for that are suitable to different environments, but then we're using a common and consistent method to assess them. So that's really the infrastructure part, but then autonomous on what we're building on top of that is also very interesting from a sustainability point of view, and I can give a couple of examples. One of the products is called Adasa, which means lens in Arabic, and here we're using a digital platform. So NEOM made a commitment to plant 10 million trees over the coming years. We know with very accurate precision where those trees are because we've created a lens that integrates, satellite, drone, different type of technologies to really be able to monitor the environmental health of the area. And another example is the autonomous Mirana, which is a digital twin solution where we're looking at, and I just give examples of use cases. Of course, there's many, but the digital twin looking at how buildings are designed and how you can integrate technology into a building, and especially in real estate and construction where there's growing regulations in this area, we can start to look at how do you really monitor the water consumption, the power consumption, everything going on in that building and be able to model that more accurately. So I guess my point is that with the technology and the future of technology, and especially with AI, we have an opportunity to not just bring down the power consumption of data centers, but start to apply technology on top of that to be far more precise, accurate in how we measure carbon footprints in the future and how we start to meaningfully decrease the energy consumption and emissions. So a couple of examples.
Thank you so much. Maybe let's move to AI. How can AI and be integrated to the core systems to unleash productivity? Can you give us some of the success stories and usable practices about that?
Well, I just mentioned that, for example, for the mining industries and how the AI and algorithms and technology could be used for, abnormal identification. And I'll give you some other examples. And for example, for the city governance and in China, that now we are using the AI technologies to digitalize the cities. And so when the inspectors get on the street, they have a mobile device and to identify, for example, there's any violations, fires, and so having the AI enabled, and this incident cases could be identified with or without human interaction within just a few seconds. And in 1 or 2 minutes, and this ticket will be dispatched to the police stations and to the related government entities. And this really helps to, this AI technology is really getting into the different functions and modules of government entities. And there are also other use cases and the AI-enabled robotics and for manufacturing. And we are seeing the robotics delivering food, but these are basic scenarios, simple scenarios. Now we are using the AI-enabled robotics for the smart and intelligent manufacturing. So for manufacturing cars, even the plastics, and even into the dangerous, scenarios and the, locations. So this is also something else, and you can look into that. I don't need to even mention for the legacy industries like utilities. You see that, for example, Saudi electricity companies, you have so many towers, right? You used to fly the drones to take pictures, to identify for example, the failure of the devices or any discharge. Now, they used to have thousands of inspectors to check the pictures one by one. Then having the AI computer vision algorithms, you don't need to have the human interaction, and the AI can help you to identify 97% of these failures, predicted failures in advance. And not only for the towers, but also for the trains and vehicles. There are many scenarios for you to adopt AI. And that is why we are investing even the computing, the NPU computing resources power in Saudi and in our public cloud region. And so we are giving more options to the markets, and besides the GPU servers, so that will really help the industries from the infrastructure, from the hardware up to the platform, up to the application layer.
Thank you so much. Nicholas, according to the UN and their last report, I think we are a bit behind when it comes to the SDGs. It's very important to promote accountability when it comes to the sustainability KPIs and targets. How we can utilize technology to do so?
Yeah, so I think, when you think about sustainability, in my mind, it's not just about reporting, right? It's about embedding these capabilities across the whole value chain of the enterprise. So if we do it right, and I think I was saying earlier, right, that with AI probably we'll be able to understand correlations between data sets that right now, in the way we are approaching it as humans, they're not immediate, right? So I think there is an opportunity to see and to understand the trade-offs, the different scenarios. So distributing the ability to monitor and understand the impact of all the actions that are happening in the enterprise as a bigger system, I think you'll have the opportunity to actually tailor and make all the processes much more efficient. But it's not a one thing that you do and then you stop it, right? I think it's more about initially implementing and enabling the ability to capture all this data, and then in time we learn through this interaction, and then we will develop these capabilities even further. So to me, it's more like a mindset and a cultural approach, more than just set some specific, KPIs or some other specific, capabilities that we need to hit. It's more about a journey in that sense.
Thank you so much. Abdullah, as we know, Thiqa have been contributing in the private and public sector and developing a sustainable tech solutions. Can you elaborate more about AI use cases that have been developed within Thiqa, please?
Yeah, sure, Naif. We have developed multiple cases that is AI-powered solutions, and I could name like two of them. One of them is about the advanced search engine, about the trademarks and the trade names. We were having a challenge about how for the decision maker to decide on similarities given the problem of having multiple and high volume of requests. So we did employ with our artificial intelligence team an AI engine that will help the decision maker to find any similarities from AI engine compared with the historical data that will give the decision maker an insight about whether that newly created trademark is infringing a trademark, an existing trademark or trade name. And I would encourage the audience to visit us to have a hands-on experience on that specific case in our booth in Hall 1 K90. That team will be more welcoming you guys. For the second case, another case that we are developing now with regulatory bodies about ensuring safe product that only safe and compliant products that will enter the market of Saudi Arabia. We are developing the AI-powered solution. Hopefully, it will be launched in Q3. That basically will help the decision maker to analyze that regulatory compliant requirements and compare it with the newly imported ones, and then it will flag them whether it is a fraud or not to help the decision maker whether to import or not to import those products.
Thank you, Abdullah. Naif, when it comes to Aramco, I think we have a lot of use cases that relies on AI. Can you give us specifically how AI are helping in environmental use cases and business sustainability also use cases?
Yes. Maybe before explaining how we are utilizing AI capabilities for both environmental benefits and business sustainability, I would like to briefly describe our journey in the domain of AI at Aramco. So we have adopted an agile philosophy in managing the design and delivery of our digital solutions. Our operating model has three critical components: the business garage, our client-facing organization, dedicated business digital factories with unique domain and business expertise, and a center of excellence. These components work together harmoniously to deliver a unique customer experience. The business garage actively collaborates with various company sectors to understand their business and strategic challenges and develops digital business plan tailored to their unique expectations and requirements. The digital factories then engage in ideation and design thinking sessions and conduct multiple sprints to develop minimum viable products. These MVPs then presented to customers for feedback, which feeds into another cycle of ideation and MVP delivery. This rapid experimentation concept and approach has enabled us to build intimacy and cultivate a strategic partnership with our customer. Now, the Center of Excellence is responsible for managing the customer experience and bringing unique capabilities to the company. This has led to the development of the first industrial ChatGPT, Aramco Meta Brain, making Meta Brain our foundational layer for the future Gen AI application. Now, this ecosystem has contributed to the development and delivery of over 300 AI solutions and has also contributed to over $6 billion in value realized to our company. We anticipate using this system to deliver over 800 AI solutions and also realize another $6 billion during our business plan. Turning to specific cases where AI has provided both environmental and business benefits, in Aramco we have developed a flare monitoring solution using AI and machine learning. This solution predicts the total flaring without the need for additional instrumentation, thus avoiding associated capital investment. And this solution, integrated with other flare minimization initiatives, has contributed to the reduction of the total flaring by more than 60%. In addition to that, we are using AI, machine learning, and advanced analytics to rejuvenate a 70-year-old facility, transforming its operational performance and improving its business sustainability. The use of advanced process control and machine learning tools has really improved the quality of the product and has reduced the energy intensity. And these advancements have enabled 4 of our facilities to be recognized by the WIF as 4 IR lighthouses. Now, these examples clearly show that AI is not only a technological advancement, it is a catalyst for sustainable transformation in the energy sector.
Thank you so much, Naif. I think so we are out of time. Thank you for the great panelists, the great ideas here. We believe that technology can be a good and a good factor for protecting our environment and make it more greener. Thank you so much, and see you in the next panel. Thank you so much.